Hey everyone, Scott Schaefer, A Theory of Nothing. Yes, I'm bringing you another wonderful car video, because you know it's real. But it ain't that, it's just I do this on my way home from work while stuff's running through my brain and I still have daylight. I did that one from the park the other day with my wife, which I know you guys liked. We'll be doing more together here in the future. Anyways, what I wanted to talk to you about is, hopefully I don't have a lot of phlegm while I'm doing this, and it sounds clear. I'm getting over a cold. A week ago Sunday, they were spraying the ever-loving shit out of the sky. Those of us who are aware and awake know it as chemical trails, or chemtrails for short. All the naysayers and people who want to defame those with half of a brain say, no, they're chemtrails. Don't you know it's just crystallization of blah, 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 blah. There are distinctly two different types of trails. There is chem and there are chem. And our government has documents out there that you can look up. Maintain my composure. That you can look up that will point out to there being chemical trail spraying. There are patents for the technology. There are planes that have it in there. I know there's a few photos here and there that may or may not be real of it, that they for crop dusting or different things like that. But geoengineering is a real thing, and that's how they classify it as geoengineering, and who knows what the hell they're really spraying up there and what it's for. They say the particles is to reflect the sun and to cool the planet down, and that's a real goddamn thing, okay? Look up the documents. Do a little bit of damn research yourself. You will find that out. For those of you who say, no, it's not a real thing. But here's what I'll know. A week ago Sunday, they were spraying the ever-loving crap out of the sky. I mean, it was torrent every direction. It was horrible. And the shit lasted and it spread out across the sky. That's the biggest difference between a chem and a com. Coms will dissipate a little bit and then they're done. And then they go away. A chemtrail, they all mix together and they spread out and they cover the whole goddamn sky like a pillowy blanket of clouds. And you'll see chemical residue through it. Little rainbow trails that look like oil slicks all up in the damn sky. And weird cast shadowings and all sorts of stuff. And I've got pictures I've sent to people. Trust me, it's a real thing. Anyways, come Monday I started feeling like crap. Like really itchy throat and everything else and sinuses. And it got worse and worse and worse throughout the whole week. And they were spraying every goddamn day. And come Friday I was so sick that I couldn't even bring myself to go to work. I was lethargic. I had no energy. And I was really bad Friday. And then Saturday still felt bad. Started feeling a little bit better, but not 100%. Sunday I was feeling better. Today's Monday. I feel a little bit better, but I still have all the phlegm and congestion. Don't have any of the migraines or headaches, so that's a good thing. So, chemtrails, real thing. Look it up, folks. Anyone who's a disbeliever in that. But any of you who are aware and awake, I know you know it's a real thing. You may not have done your own research or looked into it that deeply. May or may not affect you, but open your damn eyes, look upwards. If you have half of a brain, you can see it. Why people choose to not see it, I don't know. Same reason they choose to not see the Mandela Effect shifting reality changes going on around us. Okay. Now a little fun thing for you guys. In the comments section, let me know, any of you who have ever watched the Brady Bunch. Never looked up anything on the Brady Bunch. And no, I'm not doing the song change. Everyone knows the song change. But to date, I don't think anyone has noticed this Mandela Effect. The most famous saying in the Brady Bunch is Jan. And she says, Marsha, Marsha, Marsha. Right? That saying has not changed. However, in the comments section now, pause this video and type in one word for me. Type in the name Marsha. How you remember it being spelled. How you know it to be spelled. How in your heart of hearts it is to be spelled. How you've always known it to be spelled. Type that into the comment section below. I'll wait. Go ahead, pause the video. I'm not going to start again until you're done. Alright, for any of you even with two thumbs, that should have been enough time to type it in. For those of you who in the comments section put M-A-R-S-H-A, you are wrong. It has always been per anything on the internet you can look up throughout the entire history of the television show been spelled M-A-R CIA. Yes, there's a reason why I did the dramatic pause and split out the two of them to associate it with our federal government agency. But it has always been spelled M-A-R-CIA. Look it up. Since inception. Now, this show came up in the 80s, I believe. Late 70s, early 80s, somewhere around there. I don't know the exact dates, so don't quote me on it. Look it up. Put it in the comment section below. Thank you. However, everyone else is in the family, including the maid, their name spellings are all very, very generic Queen English spelling, traditional spelling of their name. Marsha is the only one that is spelled in the two versions, either Italian or Spanish version. That is the only way that Marsha is spelled. M-A-R-C-I-A. And if you look up the inflection on those two, it's like Marcia, which is the Italian, or Marcia, yeah, which is the Spanish. They're very, very similar, but like I think the Italian is like Marcia, so it's like a very hard Marcia, and it's Marcia, or Spanish is Marcia. Okay, so you look it up. Do the little online Google thing for that spelling of it, and I'll tell you that. Straight up ask Marsha. And thinking back to how names were spelled back in the 80s, we didn't have any of the really, unless you were African American of descent, we didn't have any of the really weird spellings of names, typically all traditional. So you wouldn't have someone who had no Italian blood, no Spanish blood anywhere in their line spelling names anywhere outside of the norm back then. Okay, now we do it all the time. Even I'm guilty of it with my own son Xander, whose name is spelled with an X. Very non-traditional. I like it that way now. It's kind of unique. It's quick. You know, it's weird, but that's the way we do it. Unfortunately for him, he can't find any logo names for that because everything is spelled Z-A-N instead of X-A-N. But hey, I'm a weirdo. My wife's a weirdo. You're all weirdos too. Welcome to watching my videos. Okay, that's a little fun Mandela thing. Does it have any effect on anything? No, it has absolutely zero effect. It will not change the way the sun rises or the sun sets, nothing. But it's a fun little Mandela thing that I haven't seen anyone do a video on, and therefore it is what it is. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Now into something else. Moon phasing. Have you guys ever looked into the moon phasing? The moon phases used to always be from a left to right, and it would always keep in the same phase. Whatever it was on the crescent, whatever it changed to before it became a new moon, or a full moon, it was always the same. It would hold the same all the way throughout the day, no matter where in the daylight it was, no matter where the damn sun was, whether the moon was still in the sky when the sun came up or not. It always happened. But the phase was always the same throughout the day. Now, if you look at the sun, the phase moves and alters as the moon goes across the sky from moonrise to moonset. It changes position. It rotates around and does all sorts of crazy things. It is not consistent at all. This goes into the whole thing about when the sun is in the sky and the moon is in the sky and there's still a shadow on the moon. How is that even possible based on where they should be positioned in each other? It sure as shit ain't the earth casting a damn shadow on it. And the moon phase, the face of the moon is still what we always see as traditional. So it's not like the moon is flat or hollow and is rotating or things like that, something weird like that some people say. But I don't know what the basis of it, and I know what all the astronomers and everyone will tell you it is. All the science explanations. I don't want to hear it, but it's weird. It's one of those things that speaks to my gut as being odd and not right. And any of you who are Mandela affected know. When something speaks to you in your gut, when it's a knife turn in your system, you know something ain't right. Right? That's how all of us, I think, came to the Mandela Effect. With an E, the Mandela Effect. Right? We all started as being affected and aware of weirdness and changes around us. And then we looked up to quantify why we think it was this way. And when those damn things changed. When did Ford change its logo? When did VW change its logo? Never? Ever? Since when did the Statue of Liberty end up on Liberty Island? Not Ellis. I went there as a kid, and I know for a fact it was on damn Ellis Island. And I also know for a fact, as a kid, you could get your ass up all the way to the torch. It was a one-up, one-down tour. They had a guy sitting right at the base of the torch, and you had to buy a special ticket to get up there. It was extra money to go up to there. But hey, that's a once-in-a-lifetime experience, and guess what? I did it when I was in junior high school. But now, you never can, because the Germans attacked the U.S. and blew up a storage bunker somewhere near there, which caused debris to fly up and hit it and damage the torch. Now, how do they get up there and change the torch out? Supposedly unsafe. But yet the lights in there, that whole torch used to be fully lit up. And they'd have to go there and change out the lights on a regular basis. Seems that they would have reinforced that and rebraced that and made it safe for everybody. Just two little things. One of the other more important things that I'm seeing, my wife is seeing, and we're experiencing is store changes. We've had two recently, not through necessary history for one, and through history for the other. Santan Village by our house, there was an ice cream shop, and I'd have to look up what the specific name used to be, but now it's like Polar Bear sandwiches or some shit out of California. I don't know. One week it was the one I was used to doing because I do Grubhub food delivery every now and again, and like 2 weeks before, like back in September, October, someone was ordering from there, which I thought was really odd. I went in and picked it up, and then all of a sudden, like a few weeks ago, we noticed that it's this Polar Bear ice cream sandwich thing, and I'm like, when the hell did they change? It seemed like it was overnight. Well, it was a year ago next month. It was February 2018 that the one sandwich shop had closed down, went out of business, and Polar Bear went and put a place in there. Yet I had picked up from the other sandwich shop, only now going back a couple months. Okay, so that's a quote-unquote Mandela Effect shift, but wasn't through the history of the company at least. However, it was still past the time of observation, right? So my wife and I had observed it, and she was with me. We observed it. Even if it had been during the summertime, this change had occurred back in February last year, almost a year ago of February. Yet I had delivered stuff from there throughout the summer, and then even back into September, October. And all of a sudden here, come November, we noticed it was changed. Yet it had been changed since December last year. So that's one, which is kind of the weirdest shift change I've ever seen so far, of not being from the inception of something, the historical inception, but from a time going out of business to a time something's starting up. We also noticed this with a pizza place. It was a pizza wine place, not far up the street from there, that is now out of business and has been out of business for a longer period of time than we've ever even known. And yet the place still exists online, and now it just says permanently closed. So there's another thing. Who knows how long that was. The other thing was we noticed a new construction across from the theater called Bumblebee Smoothie or something or other, that they're working on Bumblebee ice cream, Bumblebee Smoothie, whatever. It was a new place. It has a honeycomb logo with a bumblebee in it, and I'm like, oh, okay. Well, right across the street from that, and we thought, well, it's kind of weird they put a smoothie place right next to another smoothie place, because right across the street from that was a place called Fat Straw Smoothie, which is now Bumblebee Tea / Fat Straw. However, the logo is completely changed and is identical, honeycomb with a bee in there logo, to the building they're building right across the street that is an ice cream or a new smoothie place or whatever the hell it's supposed to be. And when I look up Fat Straw, which is what the logo used to be, it was a purple-green logo, and it was Fat Straw. And everyone walks around with some cup, and the cup says Fat Straw on it. It never had anything to do with a bee at all. But when you look it up now, there's two places in Seattle, Washington, that are are Fat Straw with that original logo, but have been consumed by Bumblebee Tea. And I thought, oh no, Bumblebee Tea was their thing. No, they were Fat Straw, and now they're Bumblebee Tea, and apparently have always been. So that one's a historical thing. And the logo on the front of the building is now this, like I said, it's green and black, yet it always used to be purple and green. And it's now, sorry, black and yellow, not black and green, black and yellow. And it always used to be purple and green. And it was always a unique thing because they had these weird big ass fat straws and the cups that were like this and really squatty and they're fat. And it was like a tea and I thought smoothie, but it was always like a fruit blended drink. So that's why they had the big fat straw, because you were doing fresh fruit and sucking up, like a smoothie. And now it's not that anymore. Now it's always been this Bumblebee tea / fat straw. And they're building another one across the street that's still Bumblebee, but it's whatever, Bumblebee tea smoothie or whatever the hell it is. That kind of crap is going on. A lot of businesses have been shutting down and either relocating short distances or altogether just like gone. Like one day they're just gone. And they used to exist, but they've been shut down for maybe months or a year or years. So we're seeing that quite often in this newest thing in the last few months. I'm still getting daily changes. We're still getting stuff disappearing and reappearing, and disappearing and reappearing, and minutes go by, not hours. I don't think that this is a great shift, as one of my new subscribers pointed out, and I did respond to you in a video. He or she pointed out that, because I don't know because of their name, that the shift for them was first in like 2012, I think, or 13, and they are noticing it like 7 years later, another shift. So they think it's a 7-year cycle. And as I explained to them, for them, perhaps it is. Perhaps the way that their consciousness is intertwined with the reality and the effects and shifts in the reality, that for them it is maybe only a 7-year realization. For me and my wife, it is almost on the daily, hourly sometimes that we see and notice these reality shifts and changes. And I know for a lot of you guys have said the same thing or similar things to us. So anyways, just wanted to do another video, let you guys know, hey, I'm not dead, I'm out there, I've just been sick. I'm doing less. I'm going to try to get back into just throwing out a video. If you guys want to fact check me on stuff like that, feel free to do so. By all means, if you feel I'm incorrect in stating something, let me know in the comment section. But for all of you guys, please be aware. I'm not taking offense to it.
New text
At all. I look forward to actually being called out on stuff so I can research it and see if I'm maybe incorrect. Perhaps something changed in reality from the last time I looked at it to now. I don't really know. But hey, let me know in the videos, whatever you guys find. And don't feel hesitant to either call me out in a video or to drop some facts on me that may be incorrect or skewed. Perhaps my reality is different than your reality, or perhaps I'm just misspeaking. By no stretch and no means do I ever try to mislead you guys. I'm by no stretch or no means an expert in anything. That is the one thing that I know, and that is also why my channel is called A Theory of Nothing, because I have theories, I have opinions about stuff, but at the end of the day, I don't care who in this world is a quotey finger expert on a subject matter, because I don't really believe any of us are, especially with the way that this world is so weird and changes so constantly. I think we can all be very good researchers and observers and train in subject matter and learn how to do things very, very efficiently to be as close to being quote unquote an expert as we can be. And again, I'm not going to take any own to being that at all in any subject matter. I'm a very intelligent person. I have a very high IQ. Last I checked, which I haven't done an IQ test in a long time, but I was on the high end of the spectrum back in the day when I was a child. So when I put my mind to stuff, I can be very focused, very intent, and I tend to get to the depth of the research. The biggest problem I have is when I dive into the rabbit hole, I tend to get very, very, very deep into it, and I tend to find a lot of strings that pull out like a spider web and connect a lot of things together. Especially when you start looking into some companies and you find out a company's owned by another company, is linked to another company, and a company, and oh, it can get very, very deep. Music industry, movies, to say the least. Companies that I work with that are linked to other companies, and trust me, the rabbit trail can go on forever sometimes. The links to like CERN and all the companies that they're linked to, and and that's just one name to drop in the mix. So, anyways, I want to say that I appreciate all you guys. I appreciate all the new ones and the old ones. Feel free to relist my video on any of your channels if you so feel the need to, if the urge is overwhelming to you. And like, subscribe, share, pass it along to other people. The more subscribers I get, the merrier. I'm not looking to monetize, but at the same time, I like to spread the word and to get everyone's juices flowing and turning, and to get everyone's feedback on there. And please don't feel bad if I don't get around to replying back to your comments in the comment section. I'm not ignoring you. I do read them all. Sometimes I just get so busy and inundated with my life and my job that I don't get a chance to reply. I try to as best as I can, even if it's just giving you guys a thumbs up or a heart shape in there. At least then know, hey, I looked at your comments, and I appreciate it. I appreciate every one of you guys. And until the next video, take care, be safe, be aware, pay attention, and talk to you later.